Hi, this is Tom from i4 Automation. I was just about to do a product demo on a program that I've got here in VisiLogic, and I noticed it needed a firmware update on this Vision Samba PLC. So I thought it was a good opportunity to show you how to do a firmware update on one of these PLCs and talk you through the process. I've currently got a 7-inch Samba PLC here connected via a mini USB cable. If I take you into VisiLogic, you can see I've got a warning that's come up when I've gone to program the PLC, and it's come up and told me that I need a newer version of the operating system to be able to continue. So I can press OK on that message, go into connection, communication and OS, and on here you can see we've got how we establish that connection between the PC and the PLC. Because I'm on USB, it's just a normal serial connection. You can do this via Ethernet as well. We'll do another video on that. And it's automatically assigned COM3 to be the port that it's going to connect to, but you've got all of these different virtual ports which are available to you in VisiLogic. To find out which port you're using, you can easily go to Device Manager by going to this USB tab on the far right, and then just going to Open Device Manager, and that will just open your Windows Device Manager for you. And what you're looking for is a item in this list called PortsCom and LPT here. And you can see you've got Silicon Labs set up for COM3 on the UART bridge. So that's the COM port that we're going to use in VisiLogic to communicate to the PLC. So if I go into our communication, set that to COM3, I've got the baud rate there, which is the speed of connection. The faster the speed, obviously the faster the download, but also the more opportunity you've got for noise to interfere. We're not in a very noisy environment here, so I'm just going to put it on the fastest speed possible, 115/200. And then I can press Get OPLC Information, and if it's connected and the PC can see the PLC, what it will do is populate this list of fields here. As it has done, it's told us the hardware revision, the model of PLC I'm connected to, and the operating system version which is currently inside that PLC. As we mentioned, we need to do a firmware update on that, and that can also be done from within our communication and OS window that we've already opened. And this is going to be for everything to communicate to the PLC. If we go to the fourth tab along, we've got the install operating system window that opens up here. And the first thing you need to do is check the firmware which is currently in the PLC. So if I press check on here, give me a second, tells me what's currently in there, gives me the information. And you can see it comes up with this wizard, and it's telling me that it needs to check to see what is available on the PLC to check what we can do with the PLC operating system. So if we go next, it then does the check and it says yes, you need to erase the system files and install a new version of the operating system. So I press next on there, and it will go through the process now. On my PLC, it has just gone into stop mode, and it is now just going through the process in the background, erasing the existing flash memory inside the PLC so that it can load some new firmware on there and replace that existing firmware with the new firmware. I'm going to let that do its thing, and I'll come back in a second once it's completed. It's going to go through these two steps of erasing the existing firmware and installing new firmware. It's now on to step 2 of the installation of the firmware after it's deleted the existing firmware. Okay, so that firmware update is completed now. As you can see on the screen, we've got 2 green ticks. Fantastic, it's all gone down and completed the whole process. We can now just select finish on here, and it's going to say, do you want to send a run command to the PLC, because it put the PLC into a stop mode while it did the operating system download. And now that is completed, and now this PLC will run at the same time with the VisiLogic software which we currently got installed. And with every version of VisiLogic software, it pretty much always comes with a new operating system version firmware to be loaded into the PLC as well. So as long as your VisiLogic version matches the firmware inside the PLC, your program should be good to go. Any more tips, anything that you want to know about the Unitronics PLCs, just let us know. We're always here to help, and keep it locked to i4 Automation for more information, tips and tricks like this.